Our next speaker is Jack Barokas. He is going to present on education ecosystem in rapidly changing environments.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Anil, for your kind introduction. I would like also to thank to our hosts for inviting me, especially to Beat, for giving me the opportunity to attend once again to this important session. Okay, as indicated on the title of my presentation, I will talk about educational ecosystems. I will start with the definition, what it's all about, and then when it is worth to implement, what worth the trade-off, and I will end with introducing two use cases where we implemented this concept of ecosystem. And to be honest, the real objective of my talk is actually to introduce you two use cases where we are building educational platform to share information on nanotechnologies. Okay, first time I met this expression, ecosystem, probably was in one of my biology classes when I was at high school many years ago, 45, 50 years ago. And recently when I work on this presentation, I go to internet to refresh my memory, what is this concept all about. So I came up with this definition from Wikipedia. Ecosystem originates from biology, usually refers to complex system involving different species that work together to provide the conditions necessary for their survival. When we talk about ecosystem in context of education, obviously it's an analogy. And we need to see if this analogy is justified, is really have components that are interconnected and the overall performance is dependent in the environment and all the partners or tasks performed inside the project. Okay, ecosystems are usually projects based on the concept that utilize a holistic approach. And today that most of the projects need to deal with very complex systems and requires very diverse expertise and very large amount of beneficiaries with different expectations from the project. It is very important that to include all these things in one management system and implementing end-to-end solution. And ecosystem also needs to engage all the contributors and beneficiaries all together in sync for the perfect performance. So what are the key properties of ecosystems? And actually this word is coming more and more in many projects. At the beginning, to be honest, I thought this sort of buzzword. But when it comes to learn and study more, it is a way of managing a large consortium where there are really very diverse beneficiaries, stakeholders, and the tasks are very complex and require, as I said before, many skills. So in these ecosystems, we need the project to be rapidly responsive to the fast-changing environment. We need to have mutual dependencies of the task, which means that task of each partner can affect other partners' task. The output of one partner or one task can be the input of the other task. Some of the tasks need to be performed in parallel, in complete sync, to ensure the optimal performance of the project. And for this, of course, we need very good interconnectivity and the means to facilitate this connectivity inside the project. Okay, we need to see when this work to implement, because engaging too many partners in a large consortium brings a lot of complexity a lot of problems of management, and we need to see when it really does worth the effort. I mean, we need to have very good reason to include all the environment and all the stakeholders and all the beneficiaries in one project, and we need to have very good reason for this, else the additional complexity won't be the trade-off. So we need to have rapid response in order to meet challenges and manage the challenge, and this is what is happening really in educational world. The new technologies, the new needs, the change of paradigm in learning, putting the student in the center as in the Bologna process, so it's creating very, very rapidly changing environment. And of course, we have the mutual dependencies of partners' deliverables for optimal response, and I will show later on the test cases how this is implemented. And of course, we have all the complementary expertise and diversity in-house to be synchronizedly and efficiently to be managed. Okay, now we come to show the two use cases where we are implementing this concept. The first one is a Nano EL project in the framework of Erasmus+. It is industry-academia collaboration. And the second one is UP2U. It is Horizon 2020, once again, European funded project. The first project has around €1 million grant for 3 years, and the second project is €4 million also for 3 years. In these two projects, we will see who are the partners, what are the objectives of the project, what are the expertise needed, and the dependencies between the partners. So let's go with it. Okay, the first one is Erasmus Plus project. The aim of this project is about the modernization of curricula and lifelong learning in Israel, China, India, and Malaysia through sharing facilities, expertise in nanotechnology, and developing courses. By developing these courses within the project, there will be new opportunities for researchers to collaborate among them, and also to share their facilities on nanotechnologies, clean rooms, and we are also building joint infrastructure for learning management, LMS, and things like this. The partners are program countries and partner countries. Program countries are the EU countries, and from the EU countries we have Technical University of Sofia, which is the coordinating institute. Then we have Politecnico di Torino, Italy, HSN from Norway. Then we have 2 universities from Malaysia, 2 universities from China, 2 universities from India, and 2 universities from Israel. We are all together building courses and uploading these courses on joint infrastructure so everybody can use these courses. The expertise needed for accomplish this task, objectives of the project, we have in-house leading professors and experts on cutting-edge nano research from 11 universities, as I indicated before. We have nano research centers, expert on learning technologies, video content producer, IT staff, social media. Actually, what we are doing, we are building a learning management system which is joined to all partners, and all the partners are uploading courses. We are meeting regularly, periodically, each half year. We are discussing what sort of learning technologies to use, what kind of pedagogical strategies to use. We are sharing the content that we are developing. We are doing peer review for the content, and the content that each partner is developing is available to all other partners. Okay, the second project is UP2U, called UP2U. It is a project about bridging the gap between high school and the university. At the moment, we have quite large failure rate at first year of the universities. Learners coming from the high school to the university are failing with a quite large rate at the first year of the university. And we are trying to identify the gap between the high school students and the needs of the university, and we are trying to build a toolbox and strategy to reduce this gap. So as it's written here, the objective is at the end of the day to enlarge, to have a better rate of success at the first year of the university. And for doing this, we are building a special toolbox, and I will go about this in a moment. So what the project is aimed to do, we run a survey at the beginning of the project, and we try to see what are the pain points at the high school and what are the needs of the university from the high school students coming to the first year, and what are the problems. And to overcome these problems, we build a joint infrastructure where we are integrating already existing tools from third-party partners and also developing tools in-house by the partners of the consortium. And we are running some trainings to the high school students, high school teachers, introduce them these all new tools and trying to disseminate all this knowledge through these teachers to the students and hopefully trying to bridge the gap. So who are the partners in this consortium? We have partners from 8 universities. We have NRENS, which stands for National Research and Education Networks. We have research centers like CERN, which has very good educational department. We have representatives of Ministry of Education of some countries. We have professional development experts, instructional designs, high school teachers, commercial companies providing some commercial tools like storage and video streaming, application developers, IT staff, and we have a good coordination team running. Here you can see the logos of some of the partners. At the upper row you can see the commercial partners, universities, NRENS later on. As I said, the project partners are building a digital toolbox where we are aggregating all the useful digital tools and information in single step shop where everybody, either students, teachers, or professors at the university can access and contribute and get benefit from this. We are getting out of time almost. Okay, 2 more slides. You can see in this diagram putting the student in the center and formal and informal learning space, and also the technology which is enabling learning at your own pace, anywhere, anytime. One more slide that showed the interconnection and connection between all the partners and their tasks. As conclusion, stakeholders working in isolation may not have the complementary strengths required optimally tasks in this rapidly changing environment. Rapid response to change involves several essential prerequisites, including effective communication networks that enable partners to work in agile mode and iterate and reiterate and try to improve the content. Creating educational systems require involvement of multiple stakeholders. As I said before, the task becoming more and more diverse, requiring more and more diverse skills. And for this, we need to put a lot of, as much as possible, beneficiaries, stakeholders in one environment, so we will have more control over the overall performance of the environment. I am done with the time.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
It was short. Thank you very much.
We'll have time towards the end. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.